Very labour intensive. Anyway, today's cold opening. Maude is in Edinburgh. It is the 1970s. She is in a chippy when she sees a lady trying to hit on Ned, her new flame, who for some reason is also in Edinburgh. Maude smashes a bottle and begins to jab at the woman before realising that it is Janice Hubler. Janice hypnotises her and hints that maybe she's up to some culty, satanic nonsense. Do you want to be Maude, Ned, or Janice Hubler?
I'll go for Maude.
What a surprise. And action.
Oh, Ned, you're so funny.
Well, I doodly try a little doodly bit, but
Tell me more about you, young lady.
No vinegar, please. What is going on over here?
I like your little moustache.
Hey.
Oh, doodly doo.
Hey, you, back
Smash.
off. I will take this to your throat if you come any closer. This is my mouth.
Oh, good Lord. What are you doing with that broken bottle? Stay back.
I'm going to jab you. I'm going to jab you till you cry.
Maude? Maudlin?
Janice?
Maudlin, it's been 100 years. How the heck are you?
Oh, Janice, it's lovely to see you. I am doing great. I'm just a student or something, and this is my boo, Ned Wood.
Well, I'm just here with the travelling minister. I'm just trying to get people to join our church and celebrate the Lord's graces. Will you come and join us and join the Dark Lord? I mean, join the Lord?
I believe I am to say I don't know.
You are feeling very sleepy, Maudlin and Nedwood. You are feeling very sleepy. You will join me. You will come and join the Dark Lord's cult.
I will come and join the Dark Lords.
and I doodly woodly will too. Maude!
I said no vinegar.
It's a Maude Good cast, episode 40-something, season 5, I, Joy of Shame, Unapologetic, Friends of Cow / Ermintrude, a sinister, needless Maude, riding across the township square. The twins, Boner and Garrett Goodman's 17 illegitimate children are not Maudes. The pocket breads of Day Out is an Indian wedding for her. The model in Flanders, good cast, episode 40, whatever it is.
8. Ocho.
Oh, wow. Callie Ocho.
Nana.
Who would have thought it?
Who would have believed?
Who would have even believed it in the last days of the 20th century? And what with us being up here in this space casino. Hello.
Precise.
Goodman Morning and Spooky Ginger's Descendant Clump. You're banned from a specific essence of bovine, my cousin and crony. Brought to you by Jeff Apple Sunderland. The frontier has faint and softly muffled. I know I should stop believing because the atmosphere is unventilated, foggy, heavy and oppressive. But the realm is lush, luxuriant and unearthly weird. Jeff, do we need to be anxious? He's in the toilet. He's not going to answer that.
He's certainly not this season.
Oh, hail corporate imperialism.
Yeah, we know, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Sponsors?
Well done. You've remembered the format. Sponsors. Slush Puppy and Hush Puppy. Slush Puppy, the ice is cold. Original non-carbonated frozen beverage treat enjoyed by millions of people worldwide. Since 2006, Hush Puppies is attributed to hunters, fishermen, and other cooks who would fry some basic cornmeal mixture. 4th
tier Marvel hero Union Jack, who studied art at university where he met Kenneth Crichton, another sponsor, the son of Lord and Lady Crichton and the grandson of Lord Falsworth. Also visiting the manor was family friend Steve Rogers. Not sponsoring, though.
Sponsor, the Cheat CD Chuff Poetry and Slash Dance Foundation, giving Scrubber Kids a chance, you bastard. Legitimate poet and non-gravy drinker of Wigan Poet Laureate, R.I.P. Non-membership, wagdag, daggle, phone numbers.
Andrew Lloyd Webber's Reinventing Cats podcast. Cats make sleek business sense. Hanny's 4th season has been hotter than a cat on a hot. The synthesizer that propels the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
Some good sponsors there. So,
Space Cashy.
We're up here in Five-Eyed Jocks, the Space Casino. We've got a bag full of cash that we are going to rifling through. Rest in peace, monkeys. Erggun and Envelope are the people we're interested in. So what are they up to?
I think they're over there with some woman.
I can just see them.
Do you know where we're going? No, I think we're lost. We're looking for that woman who had them eyes. That man's back over there. It's Space Pesci. Shall we follow him and approach him? We'll approach him now. Here, Pesci.
What do you want?
Where's that lass gone with eyes?
I've locked her up in casino jail because she's up to rum business and naughty stuff.
Have you got any fresh underpants? Not now. Let's go and play Space Blackjack in a bit. We want to save this woman though first. What do we have to do?
Well, that's enough of that for now. Do you want an auditorium while those two get up to whatever they're up to over there?
Yeah, why not?
Welcome to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum, Theme Park and Database, the world's greatest great performance Maude Flanders Eatery. Just one of 58 MFIMDBs around the globe and space, woof woof. Currently under reconstruction. Find us in Worsley Mesnest next to QuickSave. In the discount shopping area alongside Ready Funds, Butchering and Budget No Juice.
Unscrupulous tipple.
How about a number from the auditorium, Zaz?
118.
Parenting. Passive parenting, observing. Trust my son. He knows what he's doing. Does she trust R&T?
It's a good question. I think she trusts Rod more than she trusts Todd because Todd seems more dependent. I don't know, actually. Maybe not. Todd's the one who sort of goes out and does other stuff. Rod's the dependent one. But there's just an air of trust about Rod. Todd's a bit more of a wild card to Maude, I think, because he's a bit more of a rule breaker, whereas Rod is just... I would say Rod is the Ned and Todd is the Maude out of the two boys. So I believe that Maude trusts Rod a lot more because she knows what she's like. So she's just waiting for the day that Todd comes home with a sack of drowned cats or something.
Sawn-off shotgun in the shape of Al Bundy.
The pub landlord.
There's a nice moment tonight where she has her hands on Todd's shoulders, though.
There is. But no, I think we've established she's a good mother, I think. She hasn't done anything to let us believe that she's not, except for when she hit Rod with a tray. Other than that, she seems pretty good at it, and they seem pretty content.
All in all, it's kind of a drama-free, nice household, considering all the madness that goes on around them.
Yeah, for a while, it was nice.
For a while, it was nice, but then again, we don't get to see inside the house that much.
No.
We don't know if there's bedtime dramas and bath time anxiety.
I think the trauma comes more from the fact that she did nothing wrong and was a great mother, and now she's dead.
Sometimes you can just be too good. Rest in peace, Maudlin. Spoilers.
Yes, she's a good man.
Good man and a kind man. Can you hear some buzzing up there in the wires?
Yes, I thought it was just casino stuff, but it must be, what's his face, the philosopher guy?
Jacques Steele or Derrida.
That's the one.
The sly old dog up there in the spooky distance. Is that you, Jacques? Anybody up there? Whistle once if you can say yes. Oh, postcard. Postcards. It seems to be this season that his choice of his medium of communication is the postcard. Do you want to read the postcard if you can? I think it's in English, which is good because, of course, he's French. Is he Albanian originally? Algerian, isn't he?
Yes, Algiers. Accept my apologies, my beloved, and...
Accept my apologies, my beloved.
Or are you doing the voice? Good. That's okay. That's not racist.
That is okay. He's only French. Well.
Accept my apologies, my beloved and cherished watchdogs. I require no pretext. Oh me in the entangled photon pairs. Here deep in the wee principality, people are buzzing over this new restaurant in town, so I decided to eat there to see what the hype was about. Sigh. I am virtual reality short film, strobe installation depicting a case study of perception. Sign up for my OnlyFans, me and Kerry Katona. Alas, sigh. I won't let you convince me to settle for less. Being in the wee principality, the high opinion he had is not justified by the facts.
That was nice. wasn't it?
I think there's a bit more there on the bottom.
Oh yeah, he's left a quote, hasn't he? Oh no, he hasn't. He's just left more writing.
Why does one tire of the endless beaches and open roads? Quantum Pence's allergy ragweed, gout in his wings. Tiny crackers cannot sustain his belly.
Oh, it seems like he's having a bit of a grim time down there in the wee principality. I'm wondering why he's decided to stay there. There must be some reason. Anyway, Jacques, he has sent a quote. Should I read this one? It's a bit of a long one.
Yes.
I do not teach truth as such. I do not transform myself into a diaphanous mouthpiece of eternal pedagogy. I settle accounts however I can on a certain number of problems with you and with me, or me and through you, me and me, with a certain number of authorities represented here. I understand that the place I am now occupying will not be left out of the exhibit or withdrawn from the scene, nor do I intend to withhold even that, to which I shall call, to save time, an autobiographical demonstration, although I must ask you to shift its sense a little and to listen to it with another ear. I wish to take a certain pleasure in this, so that you may learn this pleasure from me.
Exactly.
How do you think this refers to Maud Flanders?
Well, this one seems way more... Jacques doesn't usually talk about Jacques, and this one is pure Jacques, pure West. I'm sure in many ways it applies to Maud Flanders.
I settle accounts. Maud settles accounts, right?
I believe that she does. I don't think that he's talking about a financial account here.
No,
I think he's talking about story accounts.
Ah, I thought he was talking about settling it with his knuckle dusters.
Oh, maybe. She does that as well. She jabs old childhood friends with glass. Is he basically saying, I can tell you what I want about myself?
He's basically
if I feel like it.
Basically saying, I can do what I want and you'll like it.
Yes, that's very Maud.
It is, isn't it?
To an extent. That's who Maud wishes she was all the time. If anything, it's Homer. So maybe Maud has some sort of deep... We've not really addressed the fact that she might have some kind of jealousy of Homer for his cartoonish lifestyle, that he can survive any sort of... There's every chance, again, when the T-shirts were flying towards her, she thought, I'll be fine. I've seen this guy, die about 15 times. And he's never died, so I'll be fine. And she wasn't. So maybe she's a bit jealous of him.
The place that she is now occupying was both left out and withdrawn from the scene. Frank Grimes could have learned a thing or two from that. Couldn't he or she?
Certainly. Did you say Frank Grimes, Rick Grimes, or just Grimes then?
All three of them. XX1132's Grimes Jr. Grimes Musk Jr. Shall we move on to some content?
Sure.
What have the good people got in store for themselves today?
It's Angelgate. We're still with Lisa. Lisa's dug up what she believes to be an angel, and Maud is going to have a very private conversation with herself about it throughout this episode.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah. Obscured by several people while she thinks about the plot.
Clip one. Lisa the Skeptic. Lisa is protesting in front of angel bones in the pit of the school. It could be anything. It could be a mutant from the nuclear plant, she waves. Oh, fiddle faddle, says Burns. Everyone knows that our mutants have flippers. Burns says, oh, I've said too much. Smithers and Marge look worried. A bog-eyed Maud is nestled right in between Burns. Surely this is a mark against him after some earlier victories in her eyes. Also our slightest Maud ever. Nestled between two people, as Burns leans in to say, Smithers, use the amnesia ray. We see a dopey but worried look on the partial bit of Maud's face that we can see. You mean the revolver, sir? Smithers says grimly. Precisely. And be sure to wipe your old memory clear when you've finished. Dark.
Yeah, some good Burns stuff. Back to Burns. Back to Burns and guns. The last time they interacted, I think, was when she shot him, or we believe she shot him. So this is essentially just him getting his own revenge back. But Smithers learns at this point just to agree. Like, Burns will have forgotten about this in about 20 minutes, so Smithers can just agree to do it. But he has just declared, like, openly in front of everybody, he's told Smithers to shoot them all. And I don't think Maude would be happy with that. But she already knows who he is now. She went back on her decisions about him, didn't she, when she pumped some lead into him?
Allegedly. Nothing's been proven.
Not yet. But yeah, she's behind Burns and Hoover, I think. And you can just see one of her eyes for most of this clip. Which is it's good.
One eye too few for some people.
Yeah. This feels like an episode where she should have had a line. It feels very there should have been more Ned and Maude, and there should have been more Holy Rollers. I know we said it wouldn't be very funny last time, but this sort of relevant to as you see in these clips, it sort of seems like they're building up a storyline with them, and then they don't. But so she suffers in that context. But I bet Roswell was happy getting to stay at home for a week.
Think Roswell gets paid if she doesn't go in? Is she paid by the line?
I don't think she barely gets paid when she does go in. At this point, they've probably routinely taken something off her every year and given it to one of the main five. Maybe just in the lunchroom, Harry Shearer can just walk over and take her lunch. That's just in the contract now. You can just take it from in front of her and have it.
Drop it on the floor, stand on it.
Yeah, you can do what he wants with it, and she has to like it. So
nice meatballs. It'd be a shame if something happened to them.
Exactly.
What do you think? What do you think Maude makes of the fact that Burns is now openly admitted to flipper-finned mutants?
I don't think she's already done with Burns. She's past the point of he's past saving in her eyes. There's some people it's worth keeping around because even though they're heathens in a sense, they're redeemable.
Real sense, yes.
Yeah. Like the Ruths and the Sarahs and the Carls, who she knows are flawed, but can be saved ultimately. I don't think she thinks that about Burns. I think so nothing surprises her. I think she assumes most of the people in that town are mutants.
Does she not fear for her children, knowing that the rivers are full of scaly aliens?
Maybe, but she knows that they wouldn't go to the river without permission. They've been there twice with her, so maybe she feels some semblance of guilt. But no, Todd might, at a push, go to the river, but even if he did, he'd tell her about it.
I imagine so.
So there's no fear.
No fear. Clip
I like the evening sky. I'll point that out before we move on. I like the evening. You don't see a lot of evening skies.
No, the evening sky is a good fit for Maude, isn't it? We saw that. We saw the early morning sky a few weeks ago. That looked a very good fit for Maude's colour scheme.
Yes.
Clip 2. Marge opens the door and is greeted by the wholesome Flanders creepy family. They are all Sunday bested up. Maude's colour palette is now firmly set, I note, and right. A very dusky Maude squints her eyes eerily at Marge. Ned says, "Hey there, neighbours. Hey there, Marge." Ned laughs. Just brought the kids over to share a prayer with the blessed angel if it's okay for you. The eerie duck look. Is hope or is it smugness? Off camera, Jerk Storeholmer shouts, "Get your own angel, you moocher, V. Smith." Maude looks distressed, but she says nothing as Ned sighs and turns. Maude hands firmly on Rod's shoulders, or is it Todd's? The boys, lol, look out of it. "Thanks anyway, Homer," says Ned as they walk away. Sad eyes of Todd. He is the softy of the fam.
Exactly. I did notice the eyes on this Maude are very rectangular.
Really?
They don't use a lot of solids. They don't use a lot of straight lines with Maude usually. It's a very curved line character. Her eyes are it's like she's trying to pressure Marge into doing what she says.
With the
in a way.
squint.
Yeah. So I think she knows that Homer it's not gonna be this easy. Like, I imagine they've already waited for a time where they could make sure Marge definitely answered the door in the hopes that Homer would be at work or something, but they were unfortunate. I mixed this up. I thought there was another clip in this episode where the family are praying around the angel and Homer catches them and chases them out with a broom, but it doesn't exist at all. And I found out there is one later on when they make a scarecrow, or Homer's trying to build a scarecrow, and at the start it's just a crucifix before he manages to put the scarecrow up, and he has to keep chasing Ned, Rod and Todd away because they keep just like sneaking over and praying in front of him.
Is that real?
Yeah, but it's post Maude death. But I thought it happened here. I thought she was a part of it, which would have been a bit too silly for Maude.
No, Maude would have said that's not a crucifix. Not every piece of wood that's at a 90-degree angle to another one is a crucifix. Although, at a push, at a pinch, you're really being chased down by vampires. It'll do. Even your fingers.
It would work, but there's plenty of crucifixes in the house, so they don't have to. It's just the appeal of a new one for them. But we'll get to this much, much, much later, probably in about a year and a half. But Rod and Todd definitely change following the death of Maude. They get a lot weirder.
I'm glad to see, because right now they're just little mummy's boys, aren't they? Not doing nout.
Yeah, the minute they're just sheltered, they will become sheltered and weird soon.
Do you think Todd is the softie of the fam?
No, I think Rod is. I think Todd is, I don't know, Todd seems more capable with his emotions. Todd held in his grief for 21 years before he addressed it in show, whereas Rod got his episode about 4 years after Maude died. And Todd's the outgoing one, isn't he?
Yes, Todd's the one. Todd's really the one you would go to if you wanted a little bit of sass.
Yeah, so I would say Rod is the soft one, like we just said. Rod is Ned, Todd is Maude. And Maude is more capable than Ned.
I'm interested to see what happens to the Maude and Ned spin-off show after Maude's death.
Who knows? Maybe it'll never happen though.
Maybe it'll never happen because we don't know when it's set, do we?
No. And also, she wouldn't be at the stadium to be hit by the t-shirts.
Well, we don't know when it's set, do we?
That's true.
They could have only been away for 6 months or a year or a week.
Very true.
A lot goes on over there in Springfield Township. Clip 3.
I feel like it must be after she died somehow, because I feel like Lady John Hamm wouldn't have missed the funeral. It would be funny if we watched the funeral scene now and there is just someone in the background who looks like Lady John Hamm.
Like John Hamm, the actor, dressed up as a lady, and he has a little boy with him called Ham.
Yes, Dynamite Legs.
Dynamite Legs Jr., as they call him.
TOBD.
In the biz. Group 3. Ned is at a church group, ? Willie, Mo, Herman, Barney, Chalmers, sad loser men, Hibbert, of a certain age. We are looking from the back of the room. Grey-haired Maude, I say, ? Both back of the head shot. Ned says, science is like a blabbermouth who ruins the movie by telling you how it ends. Well, I say there are some things we don't want to know. Important things. We cut to see the room. A nestled-in Maude, NM, behind Ned, but the room which has the conservative women too, Agnes, Hoover, Apu and his brother, Mrs. Hibbert. Crowd goes wild. There is a slight arm raise from nestled Maude. She is kind of shuddering. Agnes says, enough talk, it's smashing time. Waves her stick, making contact with something.
Yes. They proceed to go on and smash up the Science Museum. is the solution to this, but you don't see Maude at all. So I'm assuming she sat this one out. She's barely in this meeting. I think grey-haired Maude is Agnes. I think it's just the back of Agnes. And she's barely, like, she's like half off screen, isn't she, as well? Like how she was with the when they sent off Real Skinner on the train. Like, she's just not really there. She's like an afterthought Maude. There you go. She's fully on screen, but you can't see any of her face. Which again, this is the second time this episode. We usually see one or two spread out, but this is very Uncle Mo's family feedback at the minute. But even there, she got 2 lines.
Had a back of the head shot. We've had a duck face. We've had a nestled Maude, and we even had a small arm raise. So we're doing well on the Maude bingo today.
Well, yeah, and she was at the meeting, but she didn't smash up the science museum, so she's ducked out of plans.
The doing one Maude.
Yes, I think at this point, this is just truly who Ned is, isn't it? This is his character summed up in those 2 lines. This science is like the blabbermouth who ruins the film, and there are some things we don't want to know, important things. That's very Ned. I don't know how I think Maude wants more knowledge than Ned. I
can't remember if we've established that she fully believes in creationism or whether she thinks that, God's put some science in the world for us.
I think the latter. We've already established that she believes in dinosaurs via Jesus. So who knows? But I think she's way more of a knowledge seeker than Ned is.
She wants that wisdom. But Ned's no slouch.
No, but the fact that he's leading this mob, maybe he didn't think it was going to go this far, and Agnes just jumped in because she's a great mob leader.
She's an instigator.
Her and Mo and Willie are sort of the angriest 3.
That group of people in that room is just a powder keg, really.
Yeah, Herman.
Herman, Barney, Mo, Willie, Agnes, yeah.
Bernice is a raging alcoholic as well.
There's been hints, right? We've said that, but is it what proof do you have of that?
In the Beer Baron episode, when alcohol gets banned, when Maude and Helen get it all banned, it cuts to reading. I think it cuts to the paper, and then like Barney lying on the floor, like unconscious from the news in shock. And then it does it with like Homer or something like Lenny Appel, and it cuts to Hibbert reading the paper and telling Bernice, and he looks over and she's just lying on the floor unconscious.
The Bernice Hibbert cast. It's only a matter of time before we get a Bernice-centered episode. Surely in today's day and age. She ticks so many boxes, and she's if what you say is true, there's so much to uncover from this lady of mystery.
Exactly.
Can you imagine a scenario where Maude is leading this charge?
No, I think she just wants to spend time with the angel. At this point, Lisa's trying to prove that it's not an angel. I don't personally think that would matter to Maude. I think if she believes it's an angel, that's all she needs. She can find a loophole in whatever Lisa says in the end. But Ned is way more. I think Ned is worried that this is going to denounce God in some way in the town. And Ned's more concerned in the faith of others. Maude's just sort of, she's fine doing her thing. She doesn't need to be out there converting people unless it's Homer that one time. And she risks her life in a car for it.
It was a strangely out of character, but even then I think she was more or less supporting Ned. She was like, we've already saved our soul. There's nothing to be gained by saving others. But Ned's a little bit more evangelical.
Yeah, and she's very supportive of him. She's very, I support what you're doing, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it. Like here, for example, like go and smash up all the museums you want. I'll be at home watching the Judgmental Hour.
With Jordan Pentecost?
Someone Pentecost.
She smashed up the ladies' house, the Maison Derrière, but not the Science Museum. What's that all about?
Well, she didn't actually do any smashing. If you remember, she managed to convince everyone else to do it, and then she got Helen to smash something for her, and she jumped on the smashed thing. So maybe she just can't be bothered doing all that again. There was more at stake that time. That involved Marge. This is just about Lisa, so she couldn't really care less about Lisa, I don't think. She's a kid.
And she believes that nothing can shake her faith, so it doesn't matter, right?
Precisely. She's already seen God, as we established.
We don't know if that was a delusion, though. So, clip 4. We are at the courthouse. Lisa Simpson, you are charged with the destruction of a historic curiosity. We see the court from behind. Judge Schneider's head. Wide-eyed, terrified Lisa is sat next to Lionel Hutz. Maude and Ned are 3 rows back. Maude appears to be grinning. A misdemeanor, but in a large sense, this trial will answer the age-old question. Hutz takes a single piece of paper from his case and looks suspiciously at it. Snyder says, of science versus religion. Let the opening statements commence. We cut to Lovejoy and the other slimy, long-faced lawyer who says, Your Honor, over the coming weeks we see a happy Maude, eyes wide. Everyone else seems to have their eyes closed, half closed, but Maude cannot wait. Over the coming weeks and months, we intend to prove that Lisa Simpson willfully destroyed, he passes, a simplified Maude.
Yes.
Will you stop me there?
Okay. Yeah, the first mod that we see with the big eyes reminded me of last week's big eyes at the end. She looked very excited to see the angel last week, and here she looks very excited to see Justice. It looks like she sat right next to Burns again. So again, I think she just rolls her eyes at Burns now. Like he says, "Oh, I'm gonna Smithers shoot everybody," and she's just like, "Oh, well, I'll just shoot you again." How's
Did
that?
Smithers try and shoot everybody in that incident? Was Maude only seconds later at gunpoint?
No, and Smithers can just say, "Yes, I'll do that," and assume that Burns won't remember it in like 20 minutes time. And also I think Smithers knows that Burns he wouldn't feel any guilt, but he wouldn't particularly want all of those corpses on his hands financially.
Yes.
And he would just go to jail too. So that's not good for him. I quite like the long-faced lawyer. He's just called Blue-haired lawyer. He's definitely based on someone that I don't know from before my time, but I do quite enjoy him. There's something about him that's a lot of people hate him. Him and Helen are like the two least liked characters, I would say.
Why would somebody have ire for the blue-haired lawyer?
They just find him irritating and snarky, smug, sensible guy. He's never on their side. He's never the good guy.
Is he designed to be irritating?
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to get used as much either, but obviously when Phil Hartman died, Lionel Hutz could no longer be anybody's lawyer, so they replaced him with Blue-haired lawyer and Gil, basically, whichever one of those two was the lawyer whenever was necessary.
Gil would be awesome, but the blue-haired lawyer, that's a bad trade, really, isn't it? He doesn't have a lot about him.
Yeah, I think that probably added to the dislike, because he's following one of the best characters, and he's not.
So Lenny shouts and points. There's the angel. Nestled Maude is fully nestled behind the lawyer now. The group gasps as they look to the hill and see the angel there. Disco Stew, Lovejoy, and all others are there. Lovejoy runs out, followed very quickly by Maude and Ned as they sprint out of the church while the lollygagglers are still gawping. They burst out of the doors. A highly concerned and distraught Maude is sprinting from the court, but Disco Stew is not.
There's some good Maudes in this scene. The very first one with the big eyes, and the second one that you said, that one with the the incorrect long hair, the middle one, that one.
She's got the Chang eyes again, right?
Yeah, and Leopold's chin, she's not got a cheek. She's sort of front and center with this though. When they're running out, her, Ned, and Lovejoy are the first three people up and out of that room. So I think this is true Maude. She's been hiding her interest in this more than she's been letting on, I think. Like maybe she was more disappointed when she didn't get to pray with the angel than she let on.
So this is a bit of a revelation, right? Because before it was just the angel bones, but now they've seen the actual angel on the hill, and maybe that's what spurred her into action.
Yeah, this is a funny scene too, because they're setting up the idea that, this is going to take weeks or months to Maude looks very interested in the fact that Maude is looking forward to this answer. Ned's the one who doesn't want answers. Maude wants to find out what Lisa did, and she probably at this point thinks it was Homer. So I'm going to watch this family sort of unravel in court. And then Lenny just shouts, "There's the angel." Which I think it's funny when people do things like this in a court or church or a town hall meeting. Someone will just stand up and scream something. Like Lenny just interrupts the entire court proceedings. There's one, I think we'll come to it, I think she's in it, but there's a season 11 one where the kids all start telling secrets about the adults over a radio. And there's a scene where all the adults have a town meeting and Mer Quimby's talking about it. And Otto just shouts, "Hey, shut up, Mer. They're on the radio again." And just holds the radio up and starts playing it.
That's very much like a black and white, old-timey kind of movie. I watched the movie Harvey this week. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
So Jimmy Stewart is a dude that's having a bit of a tough time, and he has imagined a big invisible rabbit called Harvey. And it's a very gentle kind of mockery of his mental health. In which lots of mistakes, irritatingly half-delivered information leads to a whole set of very irritating scenarios. But that's the kind of thing that happens in those where it's like It's like it's just a room of people who know each other, and it's like, hey, you should shut up now because this other thing is going to happen, which I think is important, and so will you.
There's what I can't remember what will obviously come to this as well, and giving away all the Maude stuff this week. But there's one where they're on about raffling things off, and Ned says like maybe we could raffle this off, and Homer just says maybe you should shut up. So he just sits back down. Sadly, it's things like that they go for that a lot more post season 8 or 9, where it is just funny that someone will tell someone else shut up, and they just do. But in this context here, yeah, Lenny's done it. And I think the fact that they saw the angel on the hill changes things for her, because all of this, as much as she would love to blame this on one of the family, they're all in that room. So she knows that Lenny's, like, somebody must have looked out that window prior to Lenny, and there wasn't an angel there.
You know who isn't in the room?
Magdalena.
True, she's not, God rest her soul. But one of the holy rollers.
Is it Helen? Oh, it must be Helen because I saw Tim.
Exactly.
I'm getting the sense from this episode that Roswell had already started to piss them off. No lines, and Helen's they didn't even bother to throw Helen into this religious themed episode.
Maybe times were not good over at Fox USA.
Maybe she'd had enough of Shearer taking her dinner.
Those meatballs look damn tasty.
I think I have more to say about this scene. I didn't make any notes this week, and it's not been a good idea. Sometimes I like making notes. Sometimes I like freestyling, but it is way more disconnected and not really related to Maude as much.
I always make notes. I remember way back in episode 1 or 2, our good friend Viv suggested that we should always make copious notes, and I, from that day forward, have listened to her. Thanks for that, Viv, wherever you are in hyperspace.
Exactly. And that must be all I have to say. She runs out of the room with flightiness. She's ready. Whatever adventure comes next for her, she's ready. So I don't know what rushing to the angel is going to do. I think at this point it's clearly become a case of finders keepers, because Homer took it because Lisa found it, and then he tried to make money off it, and then it got stolen. So now this is why they're saying, we think Lisa destroyed it, and they're just saying it got stolen. And now that has been proven otherwise, so I think they're just running to it to maybe be like, well, it's ours now. Maybe her and Ned had some kind of conversation beforehand, or in like the past week, where they've sort of said, look, at any point we see this angel, we are getting to it first. We'll put it in the bomb shelter. No one will know we've got it. So that's it. Have we seen her running before? She ran out of the bomb shelter. Other than that, I can't.
She kind of sauntered out the bomb shelter. I don't think we've ever seen her as mobile as this. This is a full-on sprint. Something about that angel has gone from, this is definitely true and I don't need to know more, to I got to see this up close. But then again, if an angel appeared, you probably want to have a good look, even if you fully believed, right? Yeah,
you would. But again, you get people like Disco Stew, and Lisa's the last one out, isn't she? Because everybody just sort of pushes past her. But it makes sense that Ned, Maude, and Lovejoy are the first 3 out in this context. But it doesn't make sense to think that Ned would have pushed past people. Maude maybe cleared the road for him.
Angry Ned last week pushed by a bunch of people to get his hands on Homer's throat.
That is true.
Yeah.
What did he do last week?
Homer was shouting at him, Flanders, and he ran up. This was when Maude did the old Crabapple switcheroo.
That was,
I believe.
Last week? I think that was about 4 weeks ago.
Time moves differently here. It's very elastic. Anyway, that was some good content, so thanks for that. But over there, I think I can see Erggun and Envelope up to some nonsense. I don't know what they're up to. I'm losing all my money here at this space crabs table.
I can't see them.
They're over there. And cut.
Oh, there they are. What are they up to? I've still got quite a lot of money left, but I intend on I'm going to stash a lot of it in the toilet and tell Jeff that I lost it because he wants it back.
Oh yeah, this is what you need the script, don't you?
Yes, please. So we'll just carry on cashing these chips whilst they go about their business.
Some kind of side adventure, probably, now and then. Yeah. Too.
What are we going to do now, then? We've got to follow Space Pesci and follow him, even though we were just talking to him. You've already told us that we can. How much can we save this woman for?
You talking to me?
Yes.
$1 billion space dollars.
Nah, nay. We never got that.
Non-negotiable.
I'm quite a lucky bugger, usually, with a space zoo, human zoo aside, and I'm a dab hand at blackjack, and I also have X-ray vision. So you keep Space Joe Pesci busy, and I'll go and win some blackjack.
You don't need to keep me busy. I've got a lot of jobs to do. Just meet you back
Shut
here
up.
in 10 minutes.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, you're rude, you, aren't you?
Hey,
Not even
go on,
nothing.
Erggun.
Not done now for you. I'm not like real Joe Pesci off Home Alone.
Little Joe Pesci.
Never break into your house. All I'm doing is try to do my job here anyway. If you're not back in 10 minutes, I'm going to execute her.
Why?
It's just the rules, isn't it? Man, I don't make them.
Okay, I will. Alright, see you in a bit. I don't know what happens next until you scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I will black
Load up. Yeah.
all of it on black.
Do you want a card?
4.
1 card, 2 cards,
Another one.
3 cards.
I got 21. Is that what you do?
Oh, your one here is £10. 10 space pounds.
Put it all on red.
Oh, you've won again. Do you want a card?
4.
There you are.
I've won again.
You have won again. You're unstoppable. That's 100 billion, £100 space dollars.
4. More cards.
There's a card.
I've won again.
Oh, did you put it all on? Now you've got £100, 100 space pounds.
Erggun, are you ready? No, I've nearly won. I've won a bit. Put all of this man next to me. Put all of his money in as well.
I don't want to.
No, you have to.
You shut your trap, Erggun.
Shut up.
All right.
Listen
Here
to you,
is
Erggun.
1/2 of 1 billion space dollars. It's my last money.
Put it all on red. 21.
Do you want a card?
Go fishing.
Do you want another card?
No. I mean, yes.
Do you want a 3rd or 4th card?
Yes.
Do you want a 5th card?
No. I've won.
Oh, you've won. Here is $1.1 billion space dollars. Now get out of here because I think you're cheating. I'm going to call space pressure.
Erggun, you did it. Good job, lad.
Hey, that's my money. Give me all that money. I'm broke. And I'm out of my mind. I haven't slept for 10 days. Thank God for these monster shots that John Pope's been giving me.
Jeff, you're not having all of this.
My
For
back
that
door's
space
alive.
princess.
I don't give 2 shits about your space princess. I don't give tiny nuts ass about your space princess.
No, get to fuck.
Oh.
Ah, that hurts, boys. Ah, that hurts. Jeff's got feelings too.
Give us your money, you little rat.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ah, I need that little finger.
This is for all them space monkeys.
Ah.
And them dogs. And for me, Erggun. Beat him up till he fell asleep. Let's just take his money. Duff him up. Got it.
Oh,
Pesci.
Well, it looks like some kerfuffle's gone on over in the corner there. It appears that Erggun has just beaten up Jeff. Jeff's now passed out on the space casino table.
Really bruises easily, doesn't he?
He does, and strange reaction to being attacked, like a narcolepsy style thing. But each to their own.
Like a hedgehog, but with sleep instead of spikes.
Exactly. So here we go. Let's do a mod art while we're waiting.
Yes, that's wonderful. So
this is a very realistic-ish painting by Suppo, I guess, from Deviant Art. Well, can tell good people what you can see.
It looks like an Enid Blyton book or like a 1940s or 50s English kind of children's book. And it's the Flanders family, and it says the adventures of Ned Flanders, but they have been rendered human-like in the way that you would see a painting of a person, sort of like a portrait painting. Like Rod and Todd looks terrifying. They've captured that creepiness of the family very well. Ned looks very stern. Ned looks like how I imagine Maude's father to be, Francis.
Yes.
They've aged Maude up by about 50 years. She looks like a Barchan.
Maude does look like she's probably in her 40s here, whereas maybe 5 to 10 years older than the Maude of the show. Yeah,
I think she looks about 60 in this picture.
I think it's the hair. If you the hair is kind of making her look older.
She is fringeless as well, but it's very, very good. I imagine this is the kind of cover of a book Maude would let Rod and Todd read.
Very well rendered, isn't it? You've got a crucifix up there on the stairs. I think that the Todd, very, very creepy indeed.
Yeah.
The
The Rod's pretty good. Rod looks the most sort of human, I would say, out of the four.
Yeah. Maude doesn't look, she's not as beautiful as the Maude from the show. She's a little bit more homely, a little bit more Thatcher-esque, a little bit more
Yeah, it is very Thatcher, isn't it?
Some nice flowers there, and generally, all in all, a very, very, very good job. So well done, Sopo. This is the spin-off. In my head from now on, this is what the spin-off looks like. It's not. So the John Hamm feature and spin-off is not a cartoon per se. It's beautifully painted in a kind of watercolor style.
Yeah, I would like to think that Bob Ross did the animation for the backgrounds or the like the set drops or whatever, and they would be used, and these characters would be shown on them.
So unless this is a very old painting, you've got to assume this was done post RIP. Spoiler.
Yeah, I would say this is newish, but I would say this is probably the most beautiful Maude work we've looked at traditionally.
Yes, it certainly is. Now
when we do finally reopen the MFIMDB and theme park, I think this would be one of the bigger pictures in the Maude gallery, hanging towards the front to sort of draw people in. Great work.
So I reckon that we've done a Maude art once every 2 to 3 episodes. I reckon we've done 20 Maude arts at this point. This is definitely up there. And be nice to look back as we approach 50. It'll be nice to look back at the Maude art and other Maude things that we've done in this nice, wonderful journey. So
certainly would.
Do we have giving some spoilers there, if all right. Do we have a Maude diary?
No.
What?
Yeah, we do really. It's here. God. I thought I'd lost the book, but Erggun was keeping it safe in his underpants.
Is it tainted?
No more so than it already was.
Oh, la la.
So here it is.
Dear diary. Today's been dead good. Me and Ned and them lads, the little curly-haired ones. We went to that what's that thing where they make apples like tasty, and they get you like I'm smashed. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. It's only 2:00 in the afternoon. Rod's got dialysis at 4. I can't even see. I need to ring Helen back as well. I rang her about 20 minutes ago, and the things I said, I should have just kept them to myself. But she is a fat bitch. So if I don't tell her diary, who's gonna tell her, Luann? Luann, really? She's a waste of space, if I'm being honest. I guess it's a stinker sick. This apple, I've sat on my apple hat. That's fucked. So it has been a nice day though. I'm really tired. I can't take it. I think Rod will be alright if he misses. He's got enough what's that stuff in his body he hasn't got. They told me he's got no pancreas, but I bet he's got a bit of one. So he'll be alright for a bit. And if he's not, we'll just make another Rod. It don't matter, does it? He can just be up with that Jesus fella. Oh, dead pissed me. Right, I'm going, mate. I've had enough. See ya. Luann. Luann.
Was the handwriting semi-legible in that diary page?
Yeah, some of it I had to sort of assume what the words meant. Sort of like I'm reading From Hell now as a continuation from our Bongo cast. I purchased that book And it was written a bit like when the poor people speak in that book and the writing's really like jangly. Or when Homer left that postcard for Marge.
It appears that Maude turned into Peter Kay at some point after having a couple of glasses of cider. It's only
It get very northern.
seconds away from her shouting, "Put the big light on, garlic bread, garlic, garlic," long pause, bread, garlic, surprised voice, long pause, bread.
It's spitting.
Exactly. And she seems to be confused about her son's condition. Dialysis, I'm not, as far as I know, he's not directly connected to diabetes.
Not at all. It's
or the pancreas.
kidney disease, I think.
So whether or not she was joking, who knows? Maybe that's her idea of a good laugh. And I wonder whether she actually did say those things to Helen and Luann. I hope not.
I'd like to think that she dialed the incorrect Helen, so she just said it to a Helen who doesn't know her and always avoided.
Helen Ham.
Yes, because Helen wouldn't stand for that.
Hopefully she didn't phone Helen Ham. Helen Highwater. Helen a handbasket. Shall we finish up with a song?
Sure.
I'd like it if Erggun and Envelope as a homage to their space adventure that they seem to be on it, but maybe they could sing the end theme tune today.
Are they going to be doing this every week?
Did you last week?
Yeah.
Well, it is, it is, this is the kind of like cutaway bit, like in Star Wars when they went to that space casino.
Oh, yeah, and they sang the end theme.
Star Wars, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And action. What we really need is a kind of drum beat to go into this song. I know we're almost 50 episodes in, but it would be nice if these end songs had kind of a drum beat or a simple tune to them. Can you make that happen?
Sure. Maybe there'll be a redesign after 50.
Maybe. All right. Enough huffing and faffing. Erggun, Envelope, do the song.
Okay. Can I have some words? I usually read yours.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting to share tonight.
Lisa protesting in front of Angel Bones. A mutant from Necklaw play. Our mutants have flippers. I've said too much. Bog-eyed Maude is nestled in right between burns. We see a dopey, worried blank look. Marge opened the door and is greeted by the wholesome Flanders creepy family. These are pretty well typed. There's not many mistakes here. Maude looked distressed, but she says nothing as Ned sighs and turns. Willie's Mo, He-Man, Barney Chalmers, sad loser men. Off camera, Jerk Story Holmes shouts, "Get your own angel, you moocher." Woman 2, Agnes Hoover, App and his brother, Mrs. Hibbert. She is kid of shrinking. Hang and shout. Enough talk. It's smashing time, and waves her stick, making contact. A misdemeanor bubbed in a large sense. This trial will answer the age-old question. Lost Simpson will be destroyed. Sprinting from the court, but not Stu. Lemony shouts and pints the angel. The end.
Yeah. Well done, boys and girls and whatever you are. Tell me your pronouns. Well done, you, them. Well done, that.
Good job, everybody.
You all succeeded, and that's 48 episodes in the bag, and no one can take that away from us.
Exactly.
Right.
Only 2 to go.
Let's go. So 50.